Hey everybody, it's Friday. You made it to another Friday and you made it to another Stargate hangout here at Gate World. My name is Darren Sumner and I have a gentleman coming in whose work you may have seen if you are participating at all in Stargate Online. If you're looking at fandom and what fans are creating, you've probably seen the work of IBREC, IBREC. Brice Ors is here today to hang out and talk Stargate with us.
Hello.
Welcome, sir.
Thanks. Thank you for having me.
I've been very excited to chat with you for a while. You've been kind of in the mix. You've done a lot of work for Dial the Gate, which we can talk
Me
about.
too.
And you've got your own projects going on, which I want to
Yeah.
cover today. We've sort of pitched the topic of the live stream around the sort of virtual
Sure.
Stargate, because you've participated in and done a lot of work with Stargate Network, which was this, for folks who don't know, is this virtual Stargate walkthrough, right? It was almost a video
Simulator.
game. Well, how would you describe Stargate Network to people who have never seen the project?
A live simulator experience, something like that. It's not a really video game. It's because people like to call it a video game, but it's more like a simulation.
Yeah, more like a simulation, because it's but there's not objectives, there's not enemies and bosses per se.
Exactly.
So we'll take a look at that today. I want to look at our walk through the S.G.C, some of the off-world planets that team put together. You've also done the Pegasus project, which folks might have seen us feature on Gate World recently. We had a short interview on the website with you talking about the Pegasus project, recreating the city of Atlantis in Unreal Engine, which is an amazing project. We're going to take a look at that.
Thank you.
And then you are also, as if that work does not keep you busy enough, you're also producing a documentary.
Yeah. It's one of my side projects. It's very early, but I can talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, very good. I'm excited to talk about that. Welcome everybody in the chat. I'm glad you're here. I forgot to make this stream visible until just a few minutes ago. So we might start out with a smaller crowd and grow as we're chatting here, now that folks can find us a little more easily. But glad to see everybody in the chat. Raj Luthra is here. Lockwatcher's here. Joey After Midnight is here. Jeremy Foucher is here. Enigma Prowler is here.
I see few people from my community as well.
Yeah, let's shout them out.
Eagle S.G. as well. Hello, guys.
Thanks everybody here to support Brice. Now, we've had a lot of folks from the Stargate community on, but you are an active streamer. Do you just stream on Twitch, or do you also stream on YouTube?
It was only Twitch like 1 year ago, but now I'm multi-streaming in the same time on Twitch and YouTube.
And do that dual streaming?
Yep, I have the both chat in the same layer on my stream, with a little icon for to indicate if it's from Twitch or if it's from YouTube. Yeah.
You might have to teach me how to do that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, if you want.
Twitch is its own world. I've watched some streamers on Twitch, but I'm too intimidated to try and figure out a new set of tools. Maybe once I've mastered one set.
Oh, it's pretty much the same as YouTube. Not really so different.
Good. So I want to talk about all these projects. I want to talk about Stargate, right? The new show that's now in production, and what you're looking forward to from the new show. But as we do with all of our first timers, let's talk about your fandom. What kind of a Stargate fan are you? You must have been watching the original show. Did you watch the original shows while they were on as a kid? Or did you discover them after the fact?
No, it was very, very early. Since I was a kid, it was like in, I think, 98 or 99 with the first French broadcast. I was like 6 or 7. And I think watching it with my father. But I was very, very young. It's like I went from Pokemon to Stargate in the same time. So it was quite something.
That's so great. From Pokemon to Stargate. I mean, I know that there are of course lots of people who watch the show when they were young children, grew up watching the show with their families. It's amazing to me, and it it shows me what an old man I am. The
You're
children
not
who
that
were
old.
watching alongside us 20 years ago are now full-grown men doing this amazing work.
And
So
you
what?
know, between French and the US, there is only like 1 year gap for translating the episode, so it was pretty much in the same timeline.
Yeah, so you were getting those new seasons about a year later. What's the main
Yep.
broadcaster for Stargate in France?
It was sixth channel. It's a public channel. So that's why Stargate is very famous in France because it was always on public channel. And until today, like maybe a few years ago, it was still possible to watch it on a public channel for free. So that's maybe
Yeah.
why the French community is so big.
Why French fandom is so big. What's it been like as a fan coming up in that fandom and that community? What is French fandom like?
There is a lot of fan groups like cosplayers. You have, I think, maybe two or three groups, main groups, doing cosplays in conventions, and you have, of course, the Children of MacGyver. It's like they are from Switzerland, but the most part is from France as well. And yeah, you have Atlant Props who is doing an exhibition. You have a huge community since many years, and a lot of as well alone cosplayers in convention. I go to a lot of convention in the past, and yeah, I met like a lot of cosplayers of fans from various thematic, from various things they are doing with the franchise, like 3D printing, stuff like that. There is so many things in the fandom. It's quite huge.
Yeah. That's great. Jeremy Foucher says in Quebec it was on public TV as well. Never got as big as France. There's still something very unique. Ivaldo, greetings from Brazil. Welcome in. Glad to see you. So then back to you. Did you watch Stargate with your family? Was it a sit-down family experience, or
With
did it sort of become Bryce's thing?
I was very young, so I think I remember watching it with my father, but honestly, that's the only thing I can remember. So, but yeah, probably with my father.
Yeah. What was it about the show that you loved as a 6 or 7 year old? How did Stargate get a hold of you and
But
become such a big part of your life?
I think very early on, I was more interested in how it was made, the behind the scenes stuff, than the episode itself. With the first DVD release, I think that's what made me want to work in the film industry in visual effects. Because I can show you the first video if you want, in full screen of my
Yeah, let's
previous
see.
work when I
Let
was young.
So you started working on obviously a home computer as a young
Yeah,
lad on visual effects work. And this
yep.
is a blast. Let's see young Brice. And
Let's go. So yeah, it's me in like 2003 experimenting
there you
with
go. Yeah.
computers.
Twinning, little
Yep,
split screen action. I love it.
Asgard teleportation, of course. And remember, it was way before YouTube, so it was thanks to tutorials on the forums, all the website,
Yeah.
just learning things on my own because
Figuring out how to do
YouTube
the
is
eye
like,
glow.
yeah, and YouTube is like, I think 2006. So yeah, it was very early on. Of course,
Amazing.
I cracked Photoshop and After Effects in that time, but yeah, and yeah, thanks to that, that's why I went to film school in 2011. So
I'm just picturing you out pointing your camera at the sky,
Yeah.
filming your background plates.
And my IBREC nickname is very old, as you can see.
Where does that come from? Is it an
Oh,
abbreviation?
it's only Brice, but the letters in another order.
Okay,
S- Simple as that.
very good.
And
Well,
yeah, after I graduated in video editing, like in 2014, but mostly focused on visual effects.
so was
And
this
now
is
I'm
was this work here that we're seeing, was this practice, or were you working uh, on
I,
some film projects
now,
at the time?
now I've been working as a freelancer for various projects and clients, TV, internet.
So
I'm
these films are
doing
clients who hired you?
yes, the two last one, not the one with me in a plane, but the two last one. It was my short movie from my film school,
Hmm.
my graduated movie. I don't know how to say that,
Yeah.
but yeah, if you want to see my professional work, would say you have my website, like briceors.com. It's not very related to Stargate, but it's where there is all my work. It's not in the video, but I've done a lot of things.
Yeah, I've got your portfolio here.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, you can find links to all of Brice's work in the video description. We're going to take a look at some of the Stargate specific stuff, but this is your portfolio at
Yep.
briceors.com.
You have the years of each project, and you have, of course, Dial the Gate in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Dial the Gates logo and some of that early animation
Yeah,
treatments.
yeah, yep.
Well,
But for
what do you
the
love about this work?
it's never the same thing to do. That's why I don't like working always on the same task. So every project I have this specific challenge, like how to make that or how to make that thing. That's why I like it.
Yeah, it seems fun and very creative.
Thanks. It is.
Shazy45 can't stick around, but just popped in to say hello to everyone and bienvenue. Did I say that right? Brice from
Yep.
Canada.
Do you speak French a little bit or not?
Not so much.
Nope.
Jeremy asks, are you familiar with the French guys that made the SG40 parody? Or maybe one of them. I love those parodies from long ago. I haven't seen those. Are you familiar with that?
I Not really. I know there is some fan fiction, but it was like maybe 10 years ago.
Hmm.
Like Base Gamma, Stargate Base Gamma, uh, and maybe a few others, but SG40, no, not really. Oh,
No, I haven't
there
seen
is a
it.
YouTube channel, an actual YouTube channel. It's Contraya, like in the episode
Like
Contraya
Harlan?
Studio. Yeah. They are doing short video in the Stargate universe. It's quite cool to watch.
Very nice. All right. Well, over the years you've been watching Stargate most of your life. Do you have a favorite show? Do you have a favorite series?
I have, of course, SG1 in my top one, and
Me too.
maybe after Atlantis and SGU. Honestly, I don't know if I prefer Atlantis or Universe. It's like the same for me,
I think
but SG1, yeah.
with Atlantis and Universe, for me, it's like, what are you in the mood for at the time? Are you in the mood for something sweet or something savory?
Yeah.
Uh, are you in the mood for pizza or ice cream? They're great shows, right? But they're completely different from each other.
There is the serious show with Universe and more light with Atlantis.
All right. Well, I want to hear some of the things that you love about the shows. Let's start with SG1 then. Do you have a favorite character
Yeah.
on SG1?
I don't know if it's more Atlantis than SG1, but I love McKay.
McKay, definitely an Atlantis character.
Yeah. So it's not counting for SG1, I guess.
Okay, let's count McKay for Atlantis. Do you have a favorite Atlantis episode?
In Atlantis, I like the name in English. I think it's The Last Man in English. The
The
season 4
season 4 finale?
when Shepard is traveling time in the future. Because I like this kind of what if episodes
Mm-hmm.
to see a possible future with Major Lorne as a general of the S.G.C. I like this kind of stuff.
That's the brilliant thing about The Last Man is it's all a what if, but it's not like a parallel universe per se, because
No.
right, Shepard ends up 40,000 years in the future, and then the old holographic recording of McKay is telling him what happened after he left in their timeline. And then Shepard ends up able to go back and prevent all that from happening, change the timeline. So it ends up being a parallel timeline story, even though it was our original timeline that he's hearing about through all these flashbacks. I love that episode. It's really well told. It almost feels like it is structured like a clips show with
Yeah.
flashbacks from previous episodes, but of course they're all original. They're all what would have happened. How do Ronan and Todd go out in a blaze of glory? How does Carter go out in a blaze of glory with her ship?
And I love McKay telling the story, the old McKay, like a narrator.
Yeah, grouchier than usual, old McKay.
Yeah.
All right, how about Atlantis or SG1? Do you have a favorite episode?
But it's quite obvious, but Lost City, of course.
Lost City is my favorite as well. Yeah.
It's the big one.
The big end of season 7, Anubis finally
Yeah.
attacks Earth.
And I like the fact it's like a switch. It's the end of an era. Like there is a before and after the specific episode in SG1.
Yeah, very much so. I think that's the case. The show, right, we get the president, we get disclosure to several other nations, including France, late in season 7. We get Hammond being reassigned, and you're right, the show was never the same after that. Season 8 starts with Jack being promoted to general. It is
And
an inflection point for the series and for the story.
it wasn't supposed to be the end of SG1, like no season 8 at the time, in the very early production stage.
Yeah, the idea was with Lost City for folks who maybe aren't familiar with the background is for years, Brad and Rob, the executive producers of the show, wanted to make a movie. They wanted, during Stargate started on the big screen, they wanted to make a big screen SG1 feature film. And so as they were moving Anubis onto the board in season 5, they were thinking, okay, the story that became Lost City is big enough to be a feature film. And by the time they got to season 7, well, they got renewed. They got asked to make a season 8, do the spin-off at the same time, and so their big movie idea became Lost City. But yeah, it was an ending in that sense, a sort of culmination of 6 or 7 years of SG1, and now let's go to the big screen. But then they had to change things a little bit, right? When it became just another season finale, setting up another season, setting up a spin-off.
Because I had an early draft of the script. We read it during live stream with my community, and in the early draft, the opening scene of the pilot of Atlantis was supposed to be the opening scene of Lost City.
Yes, that's right. With the
In the
city
script, it's written
rising
like
off
that.
the surface of Antarctica.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I was thinking about that.
Yeah, and then they moved it. That's
Yep,
I've read those scenes, and they snipped it out and moved it to the end of or to the beginning of Rising.
yep.
Okay, how about Stargate Universe? Do you have a favorite character? Do you have a favorite episode that you go back and watch?
Mm, as character, I think Eli for the
Eli seems
same.
to be everyone's answer for that.
Yeah,
He's the
because
audience
it's
POV character.
yeah, it's like the outsider. He know nothing about Stargate. It's like I don't know, like us in our day life, doing working like everyone, and like one day you have a U.S. Air Force on your door, and hop, you're on a spaceship. So it's quite funny.
Hopefully, yeah, if someone in a colonel's uniform shows up on my front door, hopefully they're recruiting me into something as cool as the Stargate program. All right, how we doing in the chat? Zobrug says we need more Jonas Quinn. What did you think of Jonas and season 6? Do you have a season 6 episode that you go back and rewatch when you're hungry for some Jonas
Honestly,
Quinn?
honestly, I think Jonas was very interesting. I would have loved to see him more in the in the next season, like with Vala and Mitchell at season 10 and 9. There are like 6 in SG1, 5, 5 people.
Yeah, by the time Vala
So
joins, there's
it
there's
it could
already
have been
5.
possible to have Daniel and Jonas in the same team.
So much of Jonah's story ends up connected with his people and him wanting the Langarans to
Yeah,
join the larger galaxy. Uh, and so
like in universe.
when season 9 and 10 and then Universe comes along, and we get to go back to Langara and Seizure. But when season 9 and 10 come along with the Ori storyline and the Ori invasion, we get a reference to Jonas'
Yeah,
planet having, I think, having fallen to the Ori. It would have been
maybe.
nice to catch up with him again, to see, Jonas leading a resistance movement underground
Yep.
that briefly gains access to the Stargate or something, so he can get away. Something like that. Or when we have a good Langara story on SGU, uh, to have Jonas part of that. It would have been nice.
Yep. Yeah, sure.
Okay. What should we talk about first? I suppose Stargate Network is the oldest of these projects. So would you tell
Yep.
us a little bit about the origins of Stargate Network, how this project came into
It's
being, how you joined it? Were you one of the original founders, or did you come along after they were up and running?
No, it's a very long story. I joined the project in 2010, but at the time it was run by 2 people, and the project itself had been created like 3 years earlier in 2007.
Okay.
So yeah,
So they were still pretty young in the project. And I know you've got some footage to show us that shows the
yep,
evolution of this. Stargate Network was up and going for a very long time. And it grew and it evolved, and it took on
yeah,
new tools, right? We'll see, and what you have to show us here, it moves to sort of higher resolution, more realistic looking experience of Stargate Command. And then you guys went around and showed this at conventions. But
yep,
first, yeah, show us what Stargate Network looked like back in the day,
yeah.
and then how it evolved into its final form.
Let's put the video. So at first, around 2005, there were a lot of fan-made Stargate simulators online, small interactive project with recreating S.G.C. J-Link computer.
Yeah, little virtual dialers.
Yeah, and so few of them were actually made by French people. And when I was in high school, I loved trying all of them. And Stargate Network was different because it had a multiplayer aspect, and it didn't just recreate the interfaces, it also recreated the environments around them. And for example, on Abydos and the S.G.C were connected together with a server. So if two players activate the gate at the same time, you have an off-world activation, stuff like that.
Right, you might turn
And
your background audio volume down a little bit so we can hear what you're saying about it.
oh yeah, sorry. Should be better. And
This is exactly
yeah,
what I
so
wanted when I was a fan watching the show. I wanted to be able to walk around the S.G.C and Abydos and use the dialing computer and spin it up with an address. And you guys did that.
yep.
Sorry, continue.
No, so yeah, it was in 2D, made in Flash, with very simple graphics at first. And so I joined their forum, and because I was already learning Photoshop and visual effects, and so I offered to improve some textures effect like the iris, the palm scanner, stuff like that. And little by little, the project evolved visually, I would say. And
Very much evolved
yeah,
very
the
far
last
over the next 10 years or so.
yeah, the last 2D version is late 2012. Yep.
Dan Ben 07 says that gate room reminds me of one of the DVD interactive menus.
Yeah, some
That's
kind.
kind of the level of technology that we were working with at the time, right? Circa 2007 or so. It's pretty simple, straightforward Flash animations.
Yep. And there was a lot of Stargate mod at the same time. I was also playing a lot of. I don't know if you know the mods based on the Al52, Gary's mod.
I've
A
heard
lot
of
of video
Gary's mod,
games.
yeah.
Yeah, there was a huge creative fan community at the time, because there were basically no official video games, Stargate video games. But I think there is still few mods today on. I think it's Starfield, the more recent one. But yeah,
Yeah, I've seen Starfield and some other more recent games with some Stargate
yeah.
assets patched into them.
Yeah, and that's why we switch in 3D around 2011, 2012. Because the funny thing about the story is like when Stargate Worlds have been got cancelled, we found out that the tools used to make Stargate Worlds and Resistance were actually available for free. It was Unreal Engine 3, and it was like the software was called Unreal Development Kit, and it was
Okay.
free.
So the
So
development kit for Unreal 3 was available to you guys at that point, not the
yeah,
actual assets that they had built for Stargate Worlds and Stargate
no.
Resistance, those canceled video games.
Well, the Stargate Resistance was released, so there is a way to go in the file and have the 3D asset in the game, but that's another. We don't do that in Stargate Network.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was possible. I think probably in the very beginning to learn how the software work, that was the case, but after it was always our own asset made by us. And I always wanted this to be clear. So yeah, I have the
Good.
second video if you want to.
Yeah,
If the
before we jump into the
Oop.
second video, Eagle SG is in the chat. He says, I was playing the mod so much at the time, the Carter's add-on pack for Gary's mod as the Stargate stuff. That's great.
Yeah.
So was it now around 2007, 2008, 2009, Unreal Engine became available, and was it sort of a challenge that the Stargate Network team took on? Is can we rebuild this thing inside Unreal?
Mm, it was a challenge, but that wasn't the reason. The main reason was because we were starting to reach the graphical limits of Flash.
Sure.
Because in 2D it was becoming quite heavy to run because of all the transparent layer, all the effects. So I suggested to moving the project to 3D, and we find out about Unreal Engine 3 was free to use. So
And it's just
that was
a
the best.
much better tool for the evolution of the project.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's the best idea we could have to evolve at the time.
Okay, so show us this evolution of Stargate Network.
Yeah. So yeah, we of course restarted pretty much everything from scratch. We had to learn 3D game development, level design, everything, because it's very, very different from Flash and 2D. And yeah, it was a long adventure because a lot of people joined the project over the years. Others left, of course. And
How many people would you say are responsible for this iteration
uh,
of the
in
project?
th-
Because there's so much here. There's so much detail. There's so many different places.
in the best days, we were like 10 or 15, but the main core team were like 5 or 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
But not in the beginning. It was progressive. And yeah, you could be able to do everything in the Flash, but in 3D. Be able
It's
to
just incredible.
dial the gate, yeah,
Yeah,
using
to
the
be able to dial the
DHD,
Stargate and go through it to
yeah,
another planet.
planet traveling. But at this moment, our main goal became visual fidelity. We wanted to recreate the Stargate universe as accurately as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So it was another challenge for us. And you have on the screen Unreal Engine 3.
Was this a lot of pausing the DVDs then to see what this wall looked like, what the
At the
blinky light
beginning,
unit looked
yes,
like?
it was only thanks to screenshot. But after that, we have been able to to have a lot of blueprints from prop work auctions because it was in 2011.
Okay. So you picked up some
So
blueprints from the
yeah,
auction, and
some
that gave you
blueprints.
I imagine a better sense of scale, how the rooms
Yeah,
are oriented to one another and how large they are relative to one another.
at the very beginning of the 3D version, the funny thing is like we worked only with screenshot of episode, but to find the measurement of the room, of props and stuff like that, we used like real measurements from real object. Like in the S.G.C, you have a coffee machine, for example, and it is an existing coffee machine, so you can find the measurement, and thanks to that, you are able to find the measurement of the stair on top, and then the whole room, the whole control room. It's
And just, yeah,
multiple
extrapolate
step.
out from there.
Yeah.
Boy, that's such challenging work. It sounds like fun work. And
Yeah, yeah,
there must have been points in where you're, I mean, you have to do the whole environment. You're doing a 3D walkthrough. You need to be able to
yeah.
walk to the corner of the conference room. So I imagine there might have been a lot of guesswork where you're just filling in the blanks where you can't find a screenshot of what's tucked back in that corner or what's on this wall.
Lot of time, yes, but when it wasn't possible to find out things, we were much more like let's do something else first, waiting to find more information for the part we don't know.
Come back to it later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys are talking about mods here. Mods for Starfield. Mods for Star Wars Empire at War PC has a Stargate mod, says
Yeah, I
Dan
think
Ben.
the name is Pegasus Chronicles, I
Okay.
think. I know a lot of mod because I was playing a lot of them when I was in high school. So
Yeah. Istohas says there's a Stargate mod for Starfield. I might have a new reason to play that game again.
yeah, that's the most recent one, I think,
I
because
play a lot
Starfield is
of No Man's Sky. I don't know if you've
okay.
played No Man's Sky, but it's a sci-fi sandbox universe, procedurally
Yeah,
generated planets, and you can go anywhere. And I always wanted a Stargate mod for it, of course.
there is
But
an official one in the game
is there
now.
there's lots of Stargate elements in No Man's
Yeah,
Sky. There's lots of, a big round transportation ring with symbols on it that you
yeah,
dial in No Man's Sky.
yeah. They don't have to pay a license like that.
Yeah. Yeah, unlicensed, legally distinct, similar. All right. So where does Stargate Network go from this point then? You're in Unreal 3 and you've filled out the world. You've given us a true 3D environment to move through. What's next?
Yeah, and in 2015, maybe 14, we had access to the beta version of Unreal Engine 4, which was not public at that time, but a few months, 1 year later, it was. So we switched to Unreal Engine 3 to Unreal Engine 4 because it was able to make more visual quality. I don't know how to explain, but the way the engine is working allow to make more high fidelity looking stuff, like in
Okay.
the real world, photorealistic.
Yeah, and is there a conversion tool into Unreal 4, or were you guys rebuilding everything from
No,
scratch?
we made one.
You made a conversion tool for your
Yeah,
assets. Wow.
we had a developer in our team which was very talented, and he made. I think it's public. You can find it on GitHub or something like that. But yeah, it was a tool. You just have to put your project, Unreal Engine 3 project, and there is some conversions, some a lot of stuff. And after that, you can open it in Unreal Engine 4. But it was like only the 3D models, the light sources. But the look was very badly looking, because
Mm.
you had to rework, to remake, to remaster all the textures, because it worked in a different way. The engine worked in a different way.
Mm. Well, can you show us what it ends up looking like in Unreal 4?
Yeah, yeah. So of course, the downside is that achieving that level of visual fidelity took an enormous amount of time of work, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, just the difference in textures and
yeah.
the resolution of the assets.
A lot of things have been remade because it wasn't enough accurate, let's say like that, or enough precise.
Mm-hmm.
Because in Unreal Engine 4 you can use way heavy models than Huey 3, so you can increase your numbers of polygons, your texture quality, file size.
And I
So
gotta
yeah,
say, this looks amazing. As somebody who visited the sets during production and has stood in these spaces, it looks perfect. It's amazing. Although
the
I was shocked when I went into the gate room for the first time that the gate room does not feel as spacious,
Yeah.
as roomy as it does on the TV show. It's actually the walls are pretty tight, close together.
And in the previous version, the same thing. You was able to dial the gate with the computer and go on other planets, dial the DHD, go back. There is actually a secret to solve on one planet, on the snow planet over here. I don't know if I can talk about it to
Yeah,
not spoil.
a little side mission.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I can say it because it's very old now, but you have glyphs on the rocks on the snow planet, and if you follow the rocks in the right order, you have all the glyphs. So you have the new address to dial on the DHD,
Mm-hmm.
and you go on the planet where there is a flying puddle jumper. It was a prototype, not finished, not textured. Just very early, but that was a little Easter egg.
That's so cool. I love it.
And we released the first and last UE4 version in 2018.
2018. It was that
Yep.
long ago was the final version.
Yep.
Wow. I want to ask you about what happened to this project, about the cancellation, but let's go back to the chat for a minute. Lockwatcher's got a great idea. Lockwatcher says, I also wanted to see the same type of thing, but truly as the sets of SG1, the television show. So certain doors leading to the inside of the studio, you could walk up to the writer's room, truly behind the scenes experience.
That was actually an Easter egg we had in mind, like a cheat code to put in the game, and it switched everything to studio. We don't made it because we had to stop the development, but that was one of the ideas, a small Easter eggs like that.
That's
there
amazing.
is in the main menu, you have a text saying trigger any key on your keyboard to start the menu. And if you use the X key, it starts the menu in a Wormhole Extreme mode. You have the gate from the Wormhole Extreme. That was quite funny. It switched the game with another game.
That's great. And how much of that was built out with the Wormhole Extreme Stargate and everything?
Only the menu, and you can see the gate I made in a video I released on my YouTube channel like a few months ago.
That's great. I love it. Yeah, Raj Luthra asks, do you both play No Man's Sky? And then says, Darren answered my question while I was typing it.
No, not for me, no.
I
know the game,
Sky.
but
I've got a few hundred. I just started playing it, I think, late last year. I've got a few hundred hours into it. But speaking of Pokemon, the new update for No Man's Sky, they just put Pokemon into the game.
Where you really?
Capture creatures and battle them.
Official Pokemon?
No, not official. You can go around to different planets and capture creatures and then train them up. And there's, find other aliens on different stations and you can have a virtual battle. Jeff at Suns and Shadows says, IBREC, you're hired to make Stargate Worlds. Stat. Yeah, we got to get a good Stargate video game. So I want to hear about the end of Stargate Network. This was a fan project that obviously went very deep. You guys spent a lot of years on it. It was something that was, and still is for those who have access to it, precious to the Stargate fan community. But
thank you.
At one point, you guys received a cease and desist from MGM, and my speculation, tell me what you think, was that MGM largely had the pattern of letting fans do what they wanted to do, sort of leaving us all alone until they signed a licensing deal with a licensee who was doing something similar, at least vaguely similar. So I speculate that you guys might have gotten a cease and desist after they signed an agreement with Slytherin to make Stargate Timekeepers, which was the video game we got a few years ago, completely unlike Stargate Network. So
Uh,
tell me about where the
yeah.
project went, how the cancellation came about, and if you think there's any merit to that theory.
So the real story,
Yeah.
the full story, it's a long story. So let's start from the beginning. In when we switched to Engine 4, uh, before releasing the first version, we began to realize that copyright issues could eventually become a serious problem because of the looking of the stuff too realistic, too accurate,
Mm-hmm.
and it started looking like a professional production rather than just a small fan project.
It was too
The,
good.
the, it was too good, but despite the fact that we always clearly said that it was unofficial everywhere on social media, on website, in the game itself, and a lot of fans suggested that we should contact MGM and try to make it an official product. So from 2018 to 2021, like 3 years, we tried reaching MGM through different channels. We tried with Stargate Command in 2019
Mm-hmm.
when we met a few of them at GateCon in
Mm-hmm.
2018. And the second try was like with Brand Genuity. It's like a company managing licenses for big companies. And at that time, MGM was a client of Brand
Yeah.
Genuity, so you have to contact Brand Genuity to ask for the license.
I remember that. They
Um,
hired yeah,
yeah,
Brangenuity to do their licensing deals.
so we sent few emails, and unfortunately, we never got any answer from anyone. So that was the first thing. And as you said, I think it's understandable because we weren't an actual game studio, so we were just a group of fans,
Yeah.
and it's like a gray area. Like fan projects are tolerated because it keeps the franchise alive, and until it becomes something that could potentially conflict with an official product, like you said.
But Brangenuity
Um,
was signing deals with studios and
yeah.
manufacturers to license things, pay MGM money to license their IP, and then make a product and sell it. And you
Yeah.
guys were not, obviously you were not looking to license this and
So
sell it.
that's why that was the idea actually. We tried to every tries was like we want to pay to be allowed to use a license.
Okay, the team was
Uh,
at the point where they were ready to
yeah,
pay for a license.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's why we. I think it's because we weren't a professional studio. We never get any answer from anyone. I guess that's the only way of answering that. I think. And yeah, so after that, so that when the season desist happened, it was in June 2021, so like a month after the announcement of Stargate Timekeepers. We received the season desist letter from MGM's French lawyers from Paris, asking us to stop the development project. But actually, it was a how to say that our lawyers said to us that was a very kind season desist letter.
Yeah.
Like it was like thanking us to be fun, to have made something so awesome, but please stop.
But please stop. Well, that's good. At least they were kind about it and weren't threatening to bankrupt you
Yeah.
into oblivion.
So we worked with our lawyers to handle everything with them professionally. And thanks to them, we were able to formally express to MGM our willingness to pay for the rights to use the license. But unfortunately, at the same time, the Amazon acquisition happened.
Mm. So the message got
So
through
yeah,
just at a
and
bad time when the studio was getting ready to sell itself.
I can't really talk about it because, of course, we signed an NDA,
Sure.
so I can say everything. But with Amazon, with such a massive acquisition, priorities change, licensing plans change, internal restructurings as well. So basically the discussion with MGM stopped there, and we never had the contact directly with Amazon afterward.
Mm.
So that's why it's like no continuation of Stargate Network, because we still have the cease and desist order, so
Yeah.
and no more information. So
And it was a
that's
big
it.
blow to fandom at the time for this project. Obviously, we know the history of Stargate video games and how the studio and its licensees have not been able to get a game to market until Timekeepers, which again is a very different sort of gaming experience.
Oh, and
It
to
was a
to
real blow.
clarify just to clarify just a little
Yeah.
bit, I'm not saying it was directly because of Timekeepers,
Okay.
but obviously the timing was interesting, and the way the season desist letter was written was like, hey, somebody told us about your game, could you please stop? So that's why. And honestly, we were pretty visible online for the years.
Yeah.
So honestly, we probably could have received the season desist much earlier, I think. And because I think the deal between Slytherin and MGM is like in 2019, something like that. So
Yeah. So the timing was close.
yep.
Well, okay. So Stargate, the official word, of course, is that Stargate Network is no longer available. The game is offline. And for those players who have a copy, their copies are still functioning. They can
Oh
still
yeah, sure.
use it on their PC.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Actually, uh, maybe not the launcher, which was able to update the game and download the game, but if you had the game installed, normally it should work. Maybe not on Windows 11, but on Windows 10 probably.
Yeah. So it goes into the archive of games preservation, where you might need a
Yeah.
particular operating system that is going to be capable of running it if you have a copy of it, and not, as you say, not just the launcher.
Yeah.
Where was Stargate Network going? What were the ambitions for the team given another 10 years?
A lot of things. I have a small video if you want.
Yeah.
But we made a farewell video, but there is few clips from it.
This is
So yeah, of
the
course.
teaser look ahead at what was in development.
Yeah, in the farewell video we did on our YouTube channel, we put everything what we was working on. So yeah, we wanted to bring back, of course, the multiplayer aspect. We had Vancouver topography to
This is
recreate
brilliant.
planets.
This is brilliant. Using the Vancouver topography for Chulak. I love that so much.
Yeah, spaceships as well was planned, and the idea was
Wow.
close to an MMORPG, but more like at the end it was probably turning into something closer to just an RPG, like The Witcher or Kingdom Come Deliverance, but with a cooperative multiplayer aspect.
So a
Yeah,
single player campaign experience with some multiplayer elements to it.
yeah, with the possibility to bring friends in your team or play with AI.
And you recreated
Non-playable
all these shots faithfully
I
from Lost
recreated
City.
the entire
No
battle.
VFX, no textures. This is a prototype for a cutscene.
Yep, I made it.
And tell me what the planet generation system is. Is this procedurally
It was
generated worlds?
No, it was more like a tool for us to be able to create planets more faster, but it wasn't like a generator in the game.
Okay.
And of course,
And I
you
know this
can
city.
see Atlantis. That's how Atlantis was in 2021.
Wow. So then you've told us in the past that your later project, the Pegasus project, to do Atlantis and be able to move through the space of Atlantis was part of one of these early in the works projects for Stargate Network that sort of got broken off and is now its own thing.
It was planned to add Atlantis like any other planet in Stargate Network, but it was like a huge update, a huge new version. Like you saw the Antarctica battle. The idea was to find a ZPM, to bring back to the S.G.C. and to dial to Atlantis, to be able to dial to Atlantis. Like it was the very beginning to have a real gameplay, like a real game. That was the ideas we had. And yeah, so I had to stop Atlantis with the cease and desist. And I stopped during 3 years. I took a long break after the cease and desist. Okay. But I started like in 2017, so it was very early. It was specific to the Unreal Engine 4 version. We had an early version in Unreal Engine 3 made by another member of the team, which was very good, but in Unreal Engine 3, he converted it in Unreal Engine 4, but after he had a life, so he didn't have any time to continue. He had a wife, I think a kid now, so...
So then you came back to Atlantis after a break, after a few years.
I remade it. I continued what I left it, where I left it.
And you've shown this off online recently, and you've been doing a lot of live streams, sort of showing the behind the scenes of this.
Yeah, because of the season desist, I don't want to release anything online, so I'm sharing it only through video, through live streaming.
I appreciate that because of the cease and desist, you can't upload this somewhere where we can all download it and play with it, but we still get a chance to see and appreciate the work. So you posted this fly through video that we featured on Gate World.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about that.
That was pretty much the goal for me, the first goal. I wanted to show my work, let's say. I wanted to finish what I started, to finish the look of Atlantis, and when it was good enough visually, I wanted to do a cool video for my YouTube channel. And that's pretty much the end of the project, you'd say, but I still continue to work on it because it's like my hobby, so I'm doing it on my free time. So yeah.
You want to show it off?
Was the video or the live play?
Do you have it queued up live to walk us through the city?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see it. Yeah, I want to see it. Okay,
let's go. I'm not sure the sound and the quality of the audio will be good enough in Teams, but let's see. Let's try. Okay. If I do that, there we go. Tell me if you can see it moving.
And is I can't hear you. In Unreal 4 still?
Yeah. And now it's Unreal Engine 5, actually.
This is in 5, okay.
Yep. And I have a small exclusivity for this live stream, actually. Because for the moment, it wasn't possible to dial the gate with the DHD, so I made it work just for this live stream.
You got it to work?
Yep.
All right.
At first, it was only automated, but now I can use the DHD.
Cool. There it goes. It's spinning. Spinning is so much cooler than not spinning. Beautiful. Awesome. Yeah, the textures in this space are great. I mean, that's a shiny stage floor.
There is a lot of details.
Yeah, the
I
textures
could.
on the walls, I mean, it's just like I remember.
Yeah. The only things that come from Stargate Network is actually the puddle, because it was made by the same developer who made the tools to convert from Unreal Engine 3 to Unreal Engine 4, and he is a friend now, so he's okay with me using it, so that's it.
Good.
But this is the only thing that I'm using from Stargate Network.
Good. Yeah, I was gonna say the puddle must be tremendously difficult to animate. The puddle and the kawoosh. And then
Yeah, of course.
absolutely show accurate. The puddle
Yep.
from the back is translucent. Perfect.
I'm not moving too fast because I think the compression of the
Yeah,
of
I might get a
things,
little jittery. Oh, it looks so great.
I can pass through, but it's
Mazabrandamon
not.
in chat says this is so cool. Istilha says this is what I'm here for. Ah, you didn't go anywhere.
Nope. I don't make the the planet travel yet.
Oh, it's beautiful. We have Weir's office up there. We've got that little
Yep.
walkway and the control room, and then up
Can
on
go.
the left is the conference room.
I need to make all the furnitures. There is no desk,
Mm-hmm.
no chair, no TV on the wall.
Well, so when you finish getting moved into this office, is it going to be Weir's office
But
or Woolsey's office or Carter's office?
it's mostly based on season 3 in the look. So pretty much the same set as Woolsey and Carter, probably. And I made that.
Very nice.
It's accurate
Yeah.
because I used pictures from the original props. Pretty much everything here now is made thanks to high definition pictures from props, from the sets.
Yeah.
And the original blueprints. Now I have every blueprint, so I can make everything like a centimeter accurate.
Wow. I suppose that's one of the positive things about all of the props being sold is we did get those high resolution photos of things that, you know, working on the Omnipedia, you need an image of a particular prop weapon or device or something, and you have to go to the episode and find the very best screenshot where most of it is visible to the camera and not blurred in motion. And then we get all this great high quality photo work from PropWorks and other auction houses.
Yep. Do you want to go in the conference room?
Yeah, do these panels open up? There they go. This was 2004, my first visit to the set. This is where I interviewed Joe Flanagan. We sat at these little tables and I was very nervous.
There is no share yet, but remember that I'm working alone on everything, so that takes a lot of time.
Yeah, I bet. When you don't have a team of 10 or 15.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
it
was
looks so incredible.
the good old days with Stargate Network.
Yeah.
There is the corridor as well. I need
Wow,
to.
yeah, you've got a lot of the tower built out. A lot of
I
those
made.
familiar sets we're used to.
I'm trying to make the entire studio set because in the show they are reusing a lot of walls to make many rooms.
Yes.
So when I finish the studio set, I can make what I want, like in the show.
Yeah, that's great. They did that a lot with Atlantis, where they would swing, the infirmary was not a set that was always standing. When we see somebody's corridor or quarters, when we visit Shepard's quarters, there was no set for the quarters. It was a corner. It was literally just a couple of walls that they shot in.
Do you want
And
to
then,
see
of
the?
course, if folks scrutinize the show at lunchtime when everybody on Atlantis goes to the commissary, that's just the gate room. They were able to lower the Stargate down into the stage floor and then redress the gate room. There's the jumper bay.
I have some shortcut as well to put it in night mode with the blue panel on the side.
Very cool.
Do you want to go to the jumper bay?
Yeah, is the jumper bay done?
It's work in progress.
In progress.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
But
jumpers.
it's for this room, I don't have blueprint, obviously.
Mhm.
So I'm using only the screenshot from the show in HD because it's not a real set in the show. It's like in 3D. The only real part is like this part, these walls. So thanks to these walls, I've been able to determine the entire scale of the room.
Mhm.
I can open the upper door. And the funny thing is like you never see it in the show, but this door from the ground, when it's opening, it's looking like that.
That's cool. This is something that I think, if memory serves, we never saw this on the show. Did we see this
Nope.
open from the bay's perspective?
Never. The only thing is you can see the yellow lines on the floor in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And the yellow line look like making an hexagon on the floor.
Mm-hmm. So it
And
looks
that's
like a marker for where this must be.
Yeah, that's the shape of the door. So I made it like that. And of course, it had to go under the floor when moving. So there is a small step to move down.
Yeah, so it slides down, and then Iris is out into... Yep. That looks perfect. That would have been cool to see this shot on the TV show.
Yep. I don't know if you want to see more, or if you have any question.
Well,
I can move.
I'm curious where you're going next. This is a work in progress. You're doing the jumper bay right now, and presumably you're doing a jumper as well. You'll be able to go inside of a jumper and operate the controls.
Yeah, I've started to work on the jumper on live stream. This version is the version I made, the prototype I made for Stargate Network. It's not the one I'm working on, but on my YouTube channel, you have all the VODs, the replays of the live stream. Mm-hmm. And I've started working. I'm starting with the original 3D model from the show I have. And thanks to it, I'm remaking the 3D model to be able to use it in Unreal Engine. I'm remaking the texture as well. And the tricky part is to make it matching with the interior set, mm-hmm. to be able to go inside
I imagine that scale is tricky to get right, to be able to go from this environment then to step inside through the rear hatch. Raj Luthra wants to know, Brice, are you going to make the underwater jumper bay?
Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
It's why
If you
not?
get to
It's
the point
just
where if you get to the point where you can step into the jumper, sit down at the controls, and pilot it, then you've
yeah,
got to
that's
do
the
the
idea.
underwater bay so that you can fly out up through the surface and past the city.
That is probably my next big goal for this project because I don't have goals. Like, I mean, it's not a video game, so it's not
Mhm.
like Stargate Network.
Mhm.
So I'm moving one step after another. And yeah, the big part, we will say, it's to go outside with the jumper and fly around, but I can walk on the city. It's looking quite like that. It's actually one of the 3D model used in the show. I made a lot of stuff to convert it and make it usable in Unreal Engine. I had to remake all the texture as well.
Mhm.
But it's I've not made it. It's literally the modeling from the original 3D model, one of the original 3D model. And you can see my tower in the CG tower because actually the interior is not matching the exterior shape of the tower. So I have to trick a lot of things.
So that's the actual piece that you can walk around in, that you were just
Yep.
inside of. But that external view, you have to sort of toggle it and cover up the actual interactive model. Is that right?
I have like the tower.
Put an external layer over the top of it.
The real tower is here. And you can see the jumper bay is very huge compared to the shape in the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I will probably have to fake it or make another shape for the tower. I don't know. I don't know yet.
Yeah, just a little movie magic.
Yep. In the video I made on YouTube, that's the only thing I'm faking. Like when the camera going through the window over here, I had to render 2 times the frames, one with the inside like that.
Okay,
And,
yeah, because
and
I was going to ask, because we see in the video, we see the push in on the city external, and then you
that's
pop inside through the window.
It is a little bit of compositing. I render 2 times, this time with that, and the other time with only the tower like that, and not the interior like that. I don't have the part with the window. And in After Effects, I'm just making a mask between the 2 frames to fake it. That's the only thing faked in the video.
Well, it fooled me. I was trying to think if we had ever seen that. The big stained glass window that we see in the gate room.
Only in one episode.
I was trying to think if we ever saw that from the outside.
In one episode, I have a screenshot, not here, but I don't remember the episode name.
Maybe the return part 2 when they come back and take the city from the replicators.
You have a view from the tower like that in the episode, and you can see the window on the left. But on the show, there is a lot of mistake with the 3D model because the balcony is like just on the right compared to the window on the left. It's like that in the show, but the real balcony is supposed to be in the opposite side of the window, so it's not it's not possible to have the tower like in the show. I need to fake in lot of things.
Mm.
And inside you have the
Yeah, just like they do on the show. You use a little movie magic to fake it. You step out onto the balcony where all those conversations happen at the end of an episode, and they're in a studio, of course. They're in a soundstage staring at a blank wall.
This one is funny. I made it. I made everything so, but it's faking translucent. It's not really translucent. I'm faking the I don't know the name in English. The plexiglass, the glass. You can't see this in the show, but thanks to PropWorks and the real props, it's possible to have all the text on it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, this is not a piece. This is directly under the window. This is not a piece of the set that I'm familiar with.
It's right here.
So we just see it like that on the show when the camera's running past it.
I think there is maybe one episode this map is on a corridor on a wall like that.
Okay.
I don't remember, and I think it's with Zelenka asking where we are, and they are watching this map. But only one episode. I don't remember exactly the...
And is this map similar to what they have in the transporter chambers when you tap on it to say where you want to go?
Well, it is just a screen in the teleporter, but yes, pretty much the same drawing.
Yodafro in chat says you need the transporters to get around. Is that on your to-do list to actually make the transport chambers pop you to a different part of the city? I guess you would then have to build out other parts of the city to go to.
Yeah, first, and I mean everything is on my list because I want to recreate everything. So, but it's only matter of time actually.
Perfect.
But you can make the teleporter over here. There is a door, but there is nothing behind.
Oh, the chamber itself is not in there yet.
Nope.
Doors don't open yet. But that's where it's gonna go. Suns and Shadows Cast says, amazing work. Totally support what you're doing. Raj Luthra asks, Brice, are you going to have a version of this with the Daedalus landing or landed at one of the piers?
Oh, I can. I have the 3D model of the 303, 304. So, yeah, but... actually, I've worked during my break, my long break before... restarting Atlantis, I've worked on the interior of the 303. It's not texture, but it's pretty cool to...
Okay, so this would be the Prometheus bridge?
Yep.
There she is.
Oh, I need to switch the game mode because I think it's this one? Nope. This one. There is no texture. It's only the 3D work.
And just looking at this at a glance, how is the 303 bridge different from the 304?
It's pretty easy to do both, actually. You just have to remove this.
Forward, yeah, you're right. Those forward chairs,
change the window.
are not there.
And you have the 303. And switch the color of the chair, of course.
So is the forward display is different as well? Is it?
Yep.
Is it this large on the 304? Is it that?
No, it's the same. It's the same set. The blueprints are the same for both. I'm using everything is accurate, like a centimeter accurate.
Yeah, because it was of course a redressed set, but they did do those subtle updates to it.
And with all of that, it's pretty much the studio set, so I can remake all the room in the ship. It's like that.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's it. If you have any question, don't hesitate. I can show you other stuff. I don't know what, but
Yeah,
the vortex maybe.
I'm looking at the. Go ahead and show us other visual effects. But I'm looking at the chat here. Maza Grandamon says, Brice, you mentioned you got the city 3D model originals from the show. What does that mean exactly? Are they available somewhere, or did you model them yourself? What were the pieces that you got from the show? Was it just reference material?
I'm like the third hand. It's from various studios worked on the show, and people who worked in the production kept the 3D model and gave them to fans, and I got it from other fans. So
Okay, yeah. So the fan community has gotten its hands on some original assets from one of the vendors.
Yeah, few people have 3D models. That's actually the same model used in the Dial the Gate intro, the flying chips. So that's the wormhole. It's looking better when it's moving, but I'm not sure. Oh yeah, here we go. Yep.
Boy, it's amazing what you guys can recreate on a presumably a home PC. I don't know what kind of rig you're working with here, and do comparable
just
visual
laptop,
effects
actually.
to what they were doing 20 years ago in the studio.
Yeah, it's just a laptop. Well, it's a gaming laptop, of course. Like a 4070 graphic card from NVIDIA.
Incredible. Raj Luthor says it would be great to see a Daedalus class and Prometheus near or next to Atlantis. Yeah, guys, I want everything too. I want everything too. I want this whole world to be built out.
Me too.
With all the ships and all the aliens, and Jonas comes through the Stargate.
That was the idea of Stargate Network.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Guys, if you have any questions for Brice, put them in the chat. I want to see what you guys want to talk about today. Otherwise, the last thing that we have is your documentary to talk through. So maybe as folks post questions about it, Atlantis and Pegasus Project and Stargate Network, you can fill us in on this. You're doing a fan-made documentary on the original Stargate feature film from 1994, and this is a long-term project, right? You've been working on it for a long time. Is there any projections for when it will be done, or are you just having fun right now digging into the archival material and seeing what you can get your hands on? Because it looks like you're getting your hands on some stuff that I've never seen before in 30 years.
Well, it started in 2022 because I had begun collecting a lot of archival material at first, like any collector, and I was looking for a good way to share it with people, like in more accessible way. And I wanted also to connect all the pieces together and dig deeper into certain parts of the story. Like, I don't know, why does the Stargate have this specific design, for example? This is the kind of question we never ask, why the Stargate is looking like that. And so I started here, and so the idea is to retrace the movie creation in a chronological way, and so as closely as possible, like months after months, mainly through archival footage and only archival footage, at least if I can, and interviews with it. So in terms of inspiration, it's like it's closer to something like the the documentary series. I don't know if you know it, Light and Magic on Disney Plus about the history of ILM.
Yeah,
It's pretty much the same idea.
I think I've seen the
And
ILM documentary.
there is as well a fan-made documentary about RoboCop. It's
Okay.
called RoboDoc, and it's obviously it's like the same idea I have with Stargate. It was at first a fan-made documentary. I think the trailer was like in 2018, and they found a producer and a distributor. And the last trailer was like in, I don't remember, in 2023, something like that. So it's like a 5 years work.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty much the same idea for me. I'm not planning to. It's not planned to as a YouTube video, for example. I'm currently looking for a production company and a
Okay.
distributor.
And a distributor.
So yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
great.
so it's very early. So obviously, I need it to clear all the archival rights, of course, because it's very expensive.
Yeah, you've got all those legal
Uh,
hurdles and all that footage to pay the
all
rights for.
all the video footage and from various channels, TV channels, stuff like that. Like in the trailer, you can see few glimpses of the premiere at the end of the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
There is as well a few behind the scenes stuff from the DVD, of course. But there is
Yeah, how much
also
of what's in the trailer is from, say, the DVD bonus features, and how much
I would
have you already dug up stuff
I would
that's more rare?
say in the trailer there is like 20% is from the DVDs.
Okay.
Just
So you've
the
already found a lot of material elsewhere
yeah,
that we haven't seen.
I gathered like thousands of production photo. I have some if you want to see some.
Yeah.
Oop. So yeah, I gathered thousands of production photo covering from pre-production to post-production. I have like
Wow.
1,700 pictures, and I have
Yeah, and again,
600 concept documents, production documents as well, 10 hours
amazing.
of archival interviews,
Amazing.
plus my own interview. I've done 7 video interviews
Okay.
with people who worked on the film.
Yeah,
Actually, in the
again,
trailer,
Gate World's been going
it,
for almost 27 years. I've not seen most of this. So I am really excited about this project and documenting Stargate history.
thanks.
This is maybe the one photo that I've seen or something similar to it of the gate being
Uh,
raised. So you've done 7 interviews so far.
yeah,
Who have you talked
and
to and what's been exciting?
I am in contact with around 20 people who worked on the film actually. And
Wow.
I have an interview of Jeffrey Okun, digital effects supervisor,
Mm-hmm.
and a few other. I have production executive from Canal Plus as well. It's funny because it's the easiest one for me because it's in French,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it was the most interesting one because it's probably something not really known about the movie is like it hasn't been produced by the studio Canal Plus in the beginning. It
Yeah,
was another production company.
that's exactly, these are the sorts of stories, the sorts of people that we haven't talked to, I've never seen an interview with somebody from Canal Plus. It's
Yeah,
that piece of production history, and then the film being shot and the film being financed, the rights being sold to MGM. Those are, a lot of those stories we just haven't heard, or we haven't heard from their perspective.
yeah, but that's why I want to make this documentary. I want it to be very in the details, very precise on the chronological things. with the most interview I can. Of course, I would love to have Roland Emmerich in Devlin in interview. I have been able to talk with Centropolis, but that's how to say in English. I need a producer and a distributor to be able to access archive and to be able to interview Roland.
So do you have someone at Centropolis who has been willing to speak to you so far, or are you trying to find someone?
Yeah. They were very interested about the project, but as it's not a professional project yet, I need to find a producer and a distributor to be able to
Might open some doors.
Yeah. And that's why I released the trailer for the third anniversary of the movie, because it was a way for me to say the project is public and to be able to talk about it with people in the professional field.
Yeah.
So
give you a calling card then to go to other people that you're trying to convince to talk with you.
I have few talks, yeah. I can talk about it, but it's in a good way.
I'm glad that it's going well. It's again, it's one of these massive projects that when you're doing it by yourself, I imagine it just takes years and years.
Yeah, it can take 5 years, 10 years. I don't have a release date yet.
Well, I'm very excited about it. As it progresses, would you let us at Gate World do sort of whatever we can to help promote and get the word out and get some attention on it? Because I'm excited about it.
Actually, on the website, there is a newsletter. There is a news page.
Okay, great. So we can sign up for a newsletter right here.
On the top left, you have a news page. And you have all the past newsletter.
So guys, if you want to check out the documentary, this is at stargate1994doc.com. And we'll put a link in the video description.
So with the newsletter, I try to give some glimpse, some pictures, some numbers, some info about the doc, and you received it in your emails, and you have access to it on the website.
Perfect.
And of course,
if pyramid model.
Of course, if any fans out there have production materials from the movie, pictures, drawings, even call sheets, it could be very useful for the project.
Yeah. If you worked on it, or you inherited something from an uncle who worked on the show, and you got a file box somewhere, I have
a lot of figuration extras in Yuma, Arizona, who worked on the film, and they have a few pictures. I'm in contact with some of them. Actually, they are suggesting me to contact the Yuma, Arizona Film Commission to probably shoot in Yuma in the various place where they shoot Stargate.
At the dunes, that would
because
be cool.
Because I know the exact place where there is the digging seat of the gate and the mining seat of Abydos. It's quite cool to see it now.
Very cool. Yeah, it's like a Stargate fan pilgrimage to go to the holy site where the relics were originally unearthed, or at least filmed. Jeff at Suns and Shadows says, I might have something, but I got to dig around for my old floppy disks and a drive. Yeah, we know our technology is old when we have to go on Amazon and buy a new drive to be able to read the media. I'm sure you've got everything that's on it, but I do have a CD, a CD-ROM that was released and filled with...
The Secrets of Stargate?
I don't know if it was the Secrets of the Stargate, if it was a different piece. I'll dig it out of a box and find a picture of it. But yeah, it was a public release, so I imagine you have it.
I have been able to get the electronical press kit. It's like a big VHS, a big cassette.
Yeah. For the
It's
original press kit?
it was used for TV. It's like the name is BVU. It's a big blue cassette, and I've been able to digital it. I have as well a Betacam of various interviews of Rowan Emmerich. I have maybe here. I have pictures. I have slides from the premiere. I'm not sure you can see anything, but no, I don't see. Maybe if I put,
Ooh.
can maybe see two Horus guards during the premiere with a red carpet.
Mm-hmm. On the red carpet premiere.
Yeah, and a gate, a fake gate on over here, maybe here.
Yeah.
Upside down here.
That was the red carpet
It's a-
premiere?
Yeah, and it's a fake gate like in cardboard in
Sure.
the front of the Chinese theater. I have stuff like that. And I have two big binders from Holger Gross Legacy, the production designer. Like a
Yeah,
huge
a
binder.
bunch of that was put online. I remember
Yeah.
a website or a website and or an auction house that was auctioning off a bunch
Katawiki.
of Holger Gross's original production art. I
I
nabbed
actually
a
have-
bunch of it. It's in the Gate World Gallery now. I nabbed a bunch of what they were auctioning off, I think the originals.
I actually have two of them, and I'm looking for a third one which has pictures of the set inside, but I don't know who bought it. I have a few extra for you from these binders. I'm not sure if you can recognize it.
Ooh. I
It's
haven't seen that before.
It's Ra
This was
when
the
it was
part of-
supposed to be
part
an
of the
old man.
evolution of Raw.
Yeah, you can see this concept art in one behind the scene feature on one DVD.
Okay.
Like during an interview, there is like only this part.
Yeah, because Raw was originally
supposed to be
he originally was
old.
not an alien, right? He was an intermediary who worked for the aliens, and he was originally an old man. So we look at
Yeah.
the concept sketches from the feature film before they were filming. Obviously, before they went in a different direction and cast Jay Davidson, he was an old man. Oh wow!
And it's
is
from Patrick
unsettling.
Tatopoulos,
Say again?
93. It's from Patrick Tatopoulos, one of the
Patrick
concept
Tatopoulos.
artists,
Yeah.
who draw this one as well on my wall. And the funny thing about this is, you know the anecdote about the belt, which became the glider.
Oh yeah, somebody picked up there's a story of somebody picked up the belt buckle prop and said our death glider would look good like this.
I think I have it here. Wait, if I do that. This is a belt made for the old Ra before Jay Davidson was cast.
The old Raw with the scarab on it.
Yeah, and pictures
Cool.
during the production, and you can see the concept art on the bottom left, the same one with the old Ra.
Yeah,
this
same
one.
piece.
Yep, this one. And the funny thing about this drawing, you can see Ra have a cane in English, a cane.
Yes.
A big here. Well, this cane is visible in the pilot of SG-1 because
It's in the pilot?
because the props here, you can see the can over here, and the props have been made because Jay Davidson have been cast like very late in the production.
Okay, so they
And
already made this.
And
And it
the
was just
cane
part of
itself,
the assets that MGM obtained?
exactly. And in the pilot episode of SG1, you can see the Mastage head.
That's it? That's
And
the
there is
bottom
a cane.
of Ra's walking stick?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
On
That's
the both sides
a
of the...
great little factoid. I had no idea.
The funny things... I'm not sure if it will be in the documentary, this specific anecdote, maybe at the end, I don't know.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of stories like that.
That's amazing. I love that. I have I'm digging around here to see what I have that's movie related. That's a little harder to come by. Nothing like what you have, but this is the trading card with
Oh, yeah.
one of the original raw concept art.
This is the TSM1 or the SC1 on the back?
The card number?
SC1 or
This is
TSM1?
TSM1.
Okay. The SC1 is very rare.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
I got 2 of them on eBay for like $5. So I assume they're not rare.
I have the full set behind
And then
me.
I also I picked up the
Yeah,
the
I
movie
have it too.
magazine, which is fun to look at. It's got interviews, right? So, you know, back in the day when you went to the movies and the studio was doing a special gimmick, they wouldn't necessarily do a special popcorn bucket shaped like Yoshi or a Dune
Yeah.
sandworm. They would do magazines. They would do stuff like this. That's done by, you know, companies like Starlog or somebody who's doing magazines, and we get... Sorry, I don't have my overhead camera set up. But this was back in the day, right? This was our
Yeah.
first look at things like some of this original concept art.
This one, the same on my wall.
Photos, interviews, all that sort of thing. Yeah, same pieces.
Yeah.
And these
and
are,
the
again, we've got
Mastage.
a gallery of original feature film concept art in the Stargate Gallery at Gate World. People want to browse
Do you want
through
me
it.
to show you my card collection as well? I have it just here.
Yeah, you have the cards? Oh yeah, behind the scenes, some photos that you might be familiar with or others that are a little more rare. Set photos, production photos. This is a cool little piece from 1994.
Yep. I'm not sure I will be able to show you in a good way, but
Okay.
let's try.
Jeff at Suns
I
and
have
Shadows says y'all need to do a room tour.
I have pretty much all of them. In double. Because I need one side and
So these are
other side.
the full series trading cards from the Stargate feature
Yep.
film. I have these as well.
And I have as well the one you had when you I don't know, there is a contest in this game. There you go. I can find them.
I've got the same thing.
Yeah,
I got a notebook with all these.
this one, I'm not sure you can. There is 3 cards you was able to get when you solved the puzzle. Yeah, that puzzle.
Yeah.
And you send this puzzle by mail to the company, and in return you had 3 cards. These 3 cards.
So they give you extra cards
Yeah.
as a special. You collected them all, and now you get the bonus.
Yeah. So this one are very, very hard to find. I think there is 1 or 2
Yeah, I don't
on
have those.
eBay, but
Those
they
are cool.
are like $1,000. So I think it's overpriced, but I have this one for a long time, so it's not a huge amount of money because it was like I don't know, $50, something like that.
Oh, good. It's a good investment. Your kids will sell it one day.
Maybe.
Okay, guys, what's going on in the chat? Ocean Stars says, "What's a magazine?" Just joking. Papillon, how many cards are in the total set?
There is 100 for the yellow card, and there is extra set with like tens for each set, and there is like 3 or 4 extra set, if I remember.
Jeff,
But you can find
says he has
there is a
sealed
website.
Box. I still see the sealed boxes. You can pick up the sealed box of card packs pretty cheaply.
Yep.
Lockwatcher says, "I had purchased many years ago a keychain that included an actual color 35mm frame from the original film. That would be cool." Lockwatcher, Brice's room has angled walls. Is he in a puddle jumper? Brice, are you in a puddle jumper?
Nope.
No, just upstairs.
It's a Teltac.
And you've got
it's not a jumper.
It's not a jumper, it's a Teltac. And you've got the Teal'c maquette down there, which is also... I want to get one of those. I don't have this guy in my collection. I wish they had finished the SG-1 maquette series.
I had to glue it because it was broken. Because I have it like since 20 years, maybe 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the release date of this figure. But I was in college, in high school, when I got it.
Yeah, that was Quantum Mechanics, right? QMX.
Yeah, I think it was the first merchandise I've got from the US. Because in France, we had nothing in the merchandise, the Stargate merchandise. So.
Papillon
except
in the chat
DVD.
Wants to know, are we going to see Brice at the French convention next weekend in France, where there will be a real-life size Stargate? EMG is showing off the gate next week. Are you going?
Maybe. Yes. I'm supposed to be here on Sunday.
Okay. You might get to go. Not for the whole weekend.
Nope. No, because I only have my hotel room for 2 nights. So.
Well, hopefully we get to see more of that. The Children of MacGyver are showing off their 1/1 scale replica Stargate at the convention. We might have some boots on the ground. Martin McLean is looking to go, and hopefully he's going to take lots of good photos for us. So stay tuned if you want to see more from this event coming up next week. We will hopefully get a big photo gallery to publish at Gate World. Guys, what else is going on? Any questions for Brice before we wrap things up and let him go here? I see some people are talking about the upcoming SpaceX launch, so I had to Google it, and no, we're not overlapping with it. We'll be done before your launch. We can find everything that we've talked about here is we're going to have links in the video description if folks want to chase this down and look through your work themselves. This is IBREC.fr, which is sort of these quick links to everything and to your socials. Your Twitch channel, your YouTube channel is IBREC, IBREC.
Yep.
Folks can keep up with your work there. Let's see, what's recent? Let's poke around. Let's be nosy.
Mainly live streaming, actually. I'm not a YouTuber, so I'm not making a lot of videos.
Yeah, so...
But you can find me...
like clips from live streams.
Yep, exactly.
And
we talk a lot about Stargate.
This is Pegasus Project. You guys can watch the trailer and the Unreal Engine 5 fly-through of Atlantis.
Oh yeah, and the VR version as well.
And the documentary. And the VR version.
Yep.
You want to talk about the VR version a little bit?
Oh yeah, sure. It's pretty much what you saw, but with a headset on your head. I show it during 2 conventions last year.
Mm-hmm. What was the response to this? People being able to strap on a headset and look around the city.
They were amazed, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a one-time experience. You can't go in the set anymore, so it's like in the show. It's a full-scale recreation 101, so yeah, everyone was amazed. I had a small video with few people trying it, if you want.
Yeah, that's cool.
But the idea of doing VR was actually with Stargate Network, because we had we had a lot of convention with Stargate Network, and we had like 2 VR headset, and the VR version was working pretty well as well, but it was only for conventions.
Yeah, do you have a video that you want to show of folks trying this out?
Yeah,
And
that's my
Lockwatcher wants to
little.
know, has Brice seen the amazing 3D printing and designs from Martin Teichel?
There is a lot of 3D printing stuff online, so
Yeah, I'm
probably.
not familiar with that particular artist.
It's not plug and play, so I need to be here to make it work. But it's pretty cool.
Well, that's a great gift to these events where Stargate fans are showing up, is that you've got
Yep.
this booth where they can have this experience. How many events would you say you do in a typical year?
Last year, it was only on Switzerland and Germany.
Okay.
I am with Atlantis with his Stargate exhibition, and I have a small space in it. But I can do other convention alone, but that's not planned yet. So
Okay.
because it need some stuff to work. I'm not using my own headset, because you have to use it with 100 of people. So it's not. I don't want to use my own stuff.
Don't want to put your own, on the line
Yeah.
at risk.
If I break it or anything.
Good call. Raj Luthra wants to know, Brice, what are you hoping to see in the new Stargate continuation series? And if asked to be in the new series, would you say yes?
Oh yeah.
But
I don't know
what do you think about the new show that
expect.
Martin's working on? What are you hoping from it?
I am very curious. I would love to be a small mouse to know everything, because I am maybe more interested in the behind the scenes stuff, how
Really?
it's
Yeah.
made or how it's made and stuff like that. But let's see what it will be. I don't have expectation. I don't want to have expectation,
Okay.
because you have this disappointment when you have
Yeah,
expectation.
just
So
go in fresh and let
yeah,
it be what
yeah,
it
exactly,
is, what those
exactly.
artists are creating.
Yeah, I don't want to expect to see this character or this character, to see I don't know, the S.G.C or anything. I want to be surprised.
Yeah, and I hope and imagine that some of the behind the scenes production work is part of their plan. They've got to have a
I
whole
hope.
strategy, right, for a marketing push, and I hope that, eventually the show gets a Blu-ray release. So bonus
Yeah.
features, film that stuff, right? Film them filming the show so that we get a look at the production.
With a recent show for Prime Video, like Fallout, there is a lot of behind the scenes on YouTube. That's quite the thing now, and But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if on Prime Video itself there is sometime behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, there might be an extra section. I think I've never
Yeah,
bothered to look. I wonder if I could find, Fallout behind the scenes or something like that.
because if you want to watch all the behind the scenes from SG1, Atlantis, and Universe, you have to buy the DVD.
You gotta buy the
You
DVD.
can't
yeah.
find them anywhere except few of them on YouTube, but it's not quite legal,
Not official,
not official.
AlbiTech6549, will it ever be possible to download your work? You want to just say a word about availability for all this and I know the cease and desist affects a lot of this.
I would love to fans and people be able to try it, but if I'm doing it, I will be in trouble like Stargate Network. But if one day Amazon want to make a Stargate game, they will probably ask a professional studio to make it. They will not contact me, or I'm alone working on my own in my free time. So I would love to, but I'm not sure Amazon will be happy if I release anything if they are working on something.
Yeah, the Amazon's ninjas will come for you.
Maybe.
So in the meantime, we get to enjoy it vicariously through you. Guys, go follow Brice on YouTube. Follow him on Twitch. Take a look and see. We get to see the behind the scenes, right? Not just the final product, but you do live streams working on the project, right?
Yep. I'm doing focus time. I call it focus time. I'm not using my camera and my microphone. There is only my software and my 3D working.
Peek over your shoulder and watch you work.
Yeah. And only one time every 2 weeks, I'm doing a live stream like that with my set and my camera, talking about Stargate. And if you are English people, don't hesitate to come. Sometime there is English people talking in the chat, and I can answer to you. Of course, it's mainly French, but there is no problem for me to answer everyone in the chat.
Good. That's excellent. And I appreciate you doing this conversation in English. My French would not have gotten us very
far. You're welcome. I hope my English was good enough.
Absolutely. Raj wants to know, other than Stargate, will you also be building things from other sci-fi? And what about building real-world things like a space shuttle? Any interest in doing 3D work outside of Stargate? Well, obviously you do professionally. Your portfolio has all kinds of things.
But I have that.
At least in the hobby space, are there other sci-fi projects that you're interested in?
I would love to, but I only have 24 hours per day. So
guys, don't give him any ideas. We want to see more of Atlantis. We want to get this puddle jumper finished. Don't give him ideas.
Actually, during the Stargate Network period, like in 2016, I worked on reproducing the gameplay of Crash Bandicoot, the video game on PlayStation 1. And on my YouTube channel, you have a video of my work. It was me learning how to use Unreal Engine 4, basically.
Okay.
It was a side project. I made it on live stream, if I remember. But it was very
fun, just watching you learn how to use the tool.
Yeah. Well, no, it's Unreal Engine 5, but
Eagle SG says that was a really nice talk to listen to. Matt, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
We appreciate all of your work, your incredible work that you do.
Eagle SG worked on Stargate Network. He was supposed to work on Stargate Network, but he arrived like a few months before the season desist. So
right as everything was about to shut down.
Yeah.
Jeremy Foucher wants to know, Brice, what's the best way to reach you? I know you're on our Discord.
I have a Discord. You can send me a message on Instagram. I have an email on YouTube. In the details of the channel, there is an email, professional email. And on my website, you have a contact page where you can contact me.
Yeah, you can go here, ibrec.fr, and find all of Brice's socials and Twitch and his portfolio, and there's a contact.
Yep.
You want to get in touch with him. My friend, I appreciate your time that you gave us, a couple of hours, and I appreciate your work and your talent and your artistry that we got a chance to see all of this stuff that you're working on. It's really phenomenal. Keep up the good work, please, and come back again and keep showing it off to us.
Thank you for inviting me, because that's the first time I'm doing a full interview like that on live streaming, and in English. So thanks to you. It was great talking to you, with you.
Yeah, and thanks to everybody in the chat for being here.
Yeah.
Thanks. Big thanks to our moderators who are here with us on another Friday Stargate Hangout. Raj Luthra is here. Jeff from Suns and Shadows Cast. Lockwatcher is in the chat. We've got a great mod team. You can hang out with us on Fridays here on YouTube, and over on our Discord. Gateworld has a Discord now. There's a link to that also in the video description if you are the Discord type and want to hang out with us there. Appreciate you guys all being here with us live, or if you're watching the video after the fact, I appreciate you making it all the way to the end. We do this once a week. The summer is going to be interesting. We'll see what the calendar looks like coming up. If my OBS will unfreeze, we can look at our calendar. Unfreeze. So we've got one more show here in the month of May. Our very own moderator and friend, Jeff from Suns and Shadows on YouTube, is going to come back. Jeff's been on the show before, and we're going to have a good Stargate conversation. We're still working on the final topic for what we're going to talk about next week. And then I'm going to put together some guests for June once I figure out what the June schedule is for me, right? We're getting to the end of the school year and into the summer months, and I got to figure out what weeks I need to actually block out for other things on Fridays. I have a child who will be graduating from high school, and there will be parties, there will be travel, there will be holidays. It's going to be busy, so please bear with me. We will be taking some weeks off for the summer. I'm not sure if June will be full on Fridays or not. We might delay the break until July, depending on how the schedule shakes out. But I'm working on that. Thanks to everybody who was here. Thanks also to our channel members. You guys are amazing, helping us to keep the lights on here, supporting what we're doing as an independent fan site, independent fan YouTube channel. I've got a lot of stuff in the works. I unfortunately haven't been able to publish much lately, but these live streams have really helped to give me a good focus, right? Something to do to make sure that we get something up on the channel every week. But I've got several videos that are in various stages of production. Some just need to be edited. Some I've shot. Some are scripts. So there's lots of stuff coming. And also Brice, we had a little bit of a crisis on gateworld.net over the last month.
Yeah.
I was busy with real life stuff, so I wasn't publishing new content, and my traffic took a nosedive. And I was like, okay, my traffic took a nosedive because I don't have time to publish anything right now. It happens. And then I discovered after about a month that the site had fallen out of Google. We were no longer listed in Google search. And so I tracked that down. It took me a good while to actually figure out the actual culprit. We were blocking Google's search bot.
Really?
So now I'm trying to build the site back up, honestly. Now that it's all sorted out behind the scenes and we're back in Google search, I got to start publishing some stuff to give people a reason to come to the site and read stuff again. So I'm working on all that, guys, I promise. But I appreciate your support so much. I appreciate you being here with us to hang out and talk about Stargate on a Friday. Love our Fridays.
And thanks to you for your work. Thanks to you. It's really cool to watch all this live with so many fans and different stories. It's very cool. Like Dial the Gate and everyone do what you love about your franchise. Don't be afraid of season desist, for example.
Don't be afraid. Find what you love. Do it. Find wherever your artistry is. Do it. Stargate fandom is an amazing place, and I appreciate the chance to we do so much English language stuff on Gateworld. I appreciate the chance to hear your perspective on your coming up as a French fan. We got to do more international outreach.
Yeah, there is a lot of French groups, German as well, Spanish,
A
Italian.
lot of German, a lot of
I know
Italian.
few of them. So
Yeah, a lot of Aussies, a lot of Kiwis. All right, everybody. That's us for this week. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you
thank you.
again next week.
Bye.